All right, hey everyone. Give it a second here. Hope everyone's having a great day. All right, I'm going to get started. Well, welcome everyone to Zaca Mesa Winery. I, again, am Garrett, the brand ambassador and tasting room manager and sommelier at Zaca Mesa Winery. And today we are at the winery in the production facility. I'm going to be taking a little stroll through our winery here. I'm going to be honest, our Wi-Fi service is not the greatest, so I may be going in and out here and there, so bear with me. If I lose connection, I'll get back on, but I'll be walking through here. Solo today. Kristen is somewhere in here doing something. We may bump into her on our walk through here, but today I was just at the winery handling some pickups. Hey Bobby. Love some Zaca Mesa now. Yeah, you got it, man. Just hit me up. I'll get you some Zaca Mesa. Dr. Friesia, good to see you again. So this has been the winery tour has been something I've been wanting to do for a little bit, but was postponed due to some work that was being done at the winery. But today I'm finally going to be able to walk you guys through here. I got some great news. We will be reopening next Saturday. That's right, next Saturday we'll be reopening by reservation only. We are partnering with Bello Forno in Orchid. They are an Italian and pizza restaurant. They'll be bringing out their brick oven pizza out here to make some really nice gourmet pizzas. So if you want to come out, have a glass of wine, a bottle of wine, and have some good food, just call the winery to make reservations. We'll be sending out an email within the next day with all the details. Obviously, there's going to be some, a format that we're going to have to follow, but we'll be emailing all that information out as well as posting it on our social media page. So stay tuned for that so you can get all the details, but we will be reopening next Saturday by reservation. So I'm very excited for that. Can't wait to serve some awesome wine here at the winery. I got a little bit of Roussan in my glass that I'll be sipping on as we walk through. I hope you guys have some wine. This is actually our 2017 vintage, which has not been released yet. A little sneak peek that Kristen left for us to taste. So this is my first time tasting it. What else is going on? We'll keep doing the live tastings. I got a live tasting coming up on Wednesday, which is our Viognier. The following Saturday, we will not have a live tasting because I'll be here at the winery, hopefully serving all of you guys some awesome wine here at the property. And then that following Wednesday, I'm going to be doing the Black Bear Block Syrah. So again, we are opening next Saturday by reservation only. We are partnering with Bello Forno in Old Orchid. We're going to have some awesome pizza, nice pizza food truck. It's going to be great. So if you want to come out, give us a call and we'll set you up with the reservation. But let's start. So due to my Wi-Fi connection, I cannot start out where our bladder press is. I'm afraid if I walk out there, I'm going to lose you guys. So I'm going to kind of walk through the process here. So normally we would start out at our crush pad, which is through this door right here. Outside there, we have two bladder presses. So for our white varietals, we handpick everything, but for the whites, we handpick. We bring into the winery. We're going to throw into our bladder press, which is on the other side of this door here, for about a 2-hour press, whole cluster. So we don't destem it. We throw it right into the press, do a nice press on the skins, transfer it into the tank room, which is right here behind me, which I am standing in right now. Some whites are cold soaked. for typically about 24 hours, and some go straight into tank and into barrel. So we do some barrel fermentation with some of our whites, as well as tank fermentation. All right, let's walk through. So again, I am by myself, so I'm holding up this phone as best I can. So I'm sorry if it's a little shaky. Let me switch the angle here. All right. You don't need to look at me. We can look at the beautiful production facility. What's up, Marlisa? All right. This is our tank room. Right in front of me here, going down this way, are our red open-top fermenters. Above that is our pneumatic press. So with our red varietals, they're going to skip the press. They're not going to go into the press first. They're going to go into tank. They're going to soak, going to get all that beautiful color and tannin from the skins. We will inoculate yeast, get fermentation going. And as fermentation is going, there's a lot of heat created. All that sediment that's in the tank is going to get pushed to the top of this tank here. And we need to go over these tanks and break the cap a couple times a day. And that's what that large pneumatic press is for. So those tops are open. There's a big screen on top. And I can actually walk up there. I don't know if you can hear that frog in the background right now. One of our little critters in our production facility. All right. So I'm going up, which is called the catwalk. All right. So here I'm up top right here. These are the open top red fermenters. Obviously there's nothing in them right now. We're not in the middle of harvest. But this is where the grapes will go into. This large guy right here is called a pneumatic press. It's on a conveyor belt, which goes over these tanks. And like I said, about 2 or 3 times a day, they'll go over these tanks, break the cap, which releases the heat, the CO2. It also gets oxygen flowing, feeding the yeast that's turning that beautiful sugar into alcohol. Another process that's done is called a pump over. And I'll walk back down to the bottom here. If you guys do have any questions, you can put them on there. I got my phone right here, so I'll see them as you guys type them in. So another process that's done, it's called a pump over. And what we'll do is we'll attach a hose. Put mine down. Right here to the bottom. Hose will go right over the top of the tank. It's pumped, so it creates a circular motion, and that moves everything from the bottom back over to the top. It gets oxygen flowing into the tank, as well. It gets everything moving around, and also breaks the cap up top as well. So there's a few reasons for doing that. Right here we actually have a tank that got the jacket running. So this is the temperature gauge that's on the tanks. So all the tanks will have this temperature gauge. This gauge is set to, it's on here to set a range. So as you can see, this one's set from 49 to 50. So if this tank, for example, was to go over a certain temperature, this jacket that you see here, it's kind of hard to see the depth, but it sticks out. And in between this layer and this layer is a cooling agent called glycol. And glycol is activated, and it cools the tank, brings down the temperature of the wine. So if we're cold settling, or we don't want the tanks to get too hot during fermentation, those jackets can be activated. All right. So I'm continuing to walk through our first tank room. Also during our harvest time, there's quite a few more tanks that are brought in here, and they're lined up against this back wall here and over here. And these are open top red fermenters. These guys here, these are closed top fermenters, mainly for white wines. We also do Grenache, our rosé of Grenache, our beautiful rosé will go in there. What variety do you have in that tank? There's nothing actually in that tank right now, 1,000 pound. That tank is just, she's probably just running it to make, we run it every now and then just to keep the juices flowing. But as you can see, this tank is not closed, and there's nothing in there right now, unfortunately. So these tanks range in volume. These smaller ones are about 1,700. These larger ones over here are 4,000. We got 6,000 gallon tanks. So certain programs, depending on the size, will go in different tanks. What is the capacity of those tanks? It looks like it says, so you might have put that question in right after I just said that. So 6,000 gallons, we got 4,000 gallons, 1,700. And again, it depends on the size of the production of that wine that's going in there. So when we pick a certain section or block, and those are kept separate until we start doing blending to get ready for bottling. So here we go. We got something in tank over here. So this is looks like, let's see here, it looks like Viognier. So it looks like we got some Viognier in this tank right here. So this is the second tank room. We just left the first tank room, which is the larger of the two rooms. How many tons do you process at vintage? It all depends. It all depends on the wine. We have some programs that are much smaller and 100 cases, 200, 300 cases, and then we have other programs that are over 1,000 cases. So it just all depends on the program. Smaller production wine, for example, would be like our Black Bear Block Syrah, which is just over 100 cases, and then our largest production program is our Z Cuvée and Estate Syrah, which are over a couple thousand cases. So big difference in that. All right, so we got some Viognier in this tank right here. So these tanks are a little smaller, and it's because of the volume. You try to fill the tank as much as you can. You don't want a lot of space in between in the tank. That's a chance for more oxygen to get into the tanks. This room is also used a lot for blending. So when Kristen's getting ready to blend, she'll put the separate, from different barrel lots and separate them into tank and then blend them back and put them back into barrel together for the remainder of amount of time. I wonder if we got, what else is going on over here? All right, so right here, these are the hoses that are used for the pump overs, the ones that attach down at the bottom and flip over to the top. Little rubber plastic hoses. Nothing's in tank over here right now. This is kind of a more quiet time of the year. We're not bottling at the moment, so there's nothing cold settling. Harvest is not here at the moment, so obviously there's nothing fermenting or going into tank right now. So this is definitely a little more quiet, a little more empty in here. I believe we're bottling in the next 3 or 4 weeks, so this room will get filled up here pretty quickly when we get ready to bottle. So once the juice is done fermenting in tank for the whites, like I said, some of it's fermented in barrel as well as tank. And then once it's gone through its aging process in the barrel room, which is right over here, which we'll be walking into next, that juice will be put back in the tank, cold settled, to get ready for bottling. Now for reds will go through fermentation. We will drain all the juice out of the tank, scoop all that sediment that's been just really concentrated and soaking in the skins. We'll take all that sediment and then we'll put it into the bladder press and press all that really extracted juice out and blend it back in with the first run of juice. This is definitely my favorite room in the whole winery. It's definitely great when it's hot out and you need to cool down a little bit and just walk back here and get a little some cool air. It's temperature controlled. I turned the fan off for this tour because it's extremely loud with the fan on. So the fan's off, but usually the fan's on and it stays really, really cool. And what do we have here? This is the amphora. So very, very cool. One of our newer additions for our barrels over here. We go through about 13 different cooperages, and for those who don't know, cooperages are the barrel maker. So if you look here on the barrel, you've got the barrel producer, the toast amount. This is the year we received the barrel. Let's see if we can find, here we go. This one's a little easier to look at. So right here on the top, put my wine down. Up here on the top, we have the producer. This is the toast, so medium toast barrel, and this is the year we received the barrel. On the side, we keep a tag of and track everything that's in each one of these barrels. Every single one of these barrels has one of these tags to track everything. Yeah, 1,000 pound, 13. So, you kind of think of barrels as like a spice rack to a chef. Chefs have all the different seasonings they can use to add flavor to food, and winemakers have aging vessels as well as yeast too, can add different nuances. But these barrels, depending on the producer, depending on the toast amount, will all have different little nuances that'll add flavor to the barrel. So you want to have different producers so you can have those different effects. So let's see here. So we do have some Hungarian oak as well that are for neutral oak. So for those who don't know the difference of new and neutral, basically what that means is, so if you go out wine tasting and hear the term, oh, this wine's aged 40% in new French oak, that means 40% of the juice from that bottling is aged in a new barrel. New barrels are usually anywhere from 1 to about 3 years of aging, close to 4, depending on how long the wine's been aged in the barrel. And that's when you get the most flavor from those barrels. So the newer the barrel, the more flavor that's extracted. After that, they become what's called neutral. So neutral, everybody knows what neutral means. It's not really imparting as much flavor. It's more for an aging vessel for the wine. You can, for example, if you're doing white, we do a lot of white wine in neutral. You can stir in the barrel, which adds a lot of texture and adds a little more mouthfeel to the wine. So even though it's not imparting flavor, it's still an important part of the winemaking process. All right, I'm going to grab something here. All right, so this little guy, this is a barrel stir, and what we'll do, we'll take this plug out, stir goes into the barrel, give it a nice strong stir, and that gets all that sediment that's all kind of settled at the bottom of the barrel moving around inside, which just coats the barrel and the wine with just more texture, more structure, more mouthfeel. Just really kind of adds that middle palate to wine. All right. Any questions about oak? I know oak's kind of a cool topic. There's different types of oak. We use, like I said, we use all French. We do have some Hungarian, but again, those are neutral older barrels, which aren't really imparting flavor. And again, the different producer will have a different effect on the wine. So here's another different producer. ML stands for medium light. That's the toast amount. This barrel was made in 2018. We received it in 2018. So this barrel is only 2 years old. So it's at its second year extraction, which is still pretty new. So if you look, again, the producer, This is the style. So some cooperages have a certain style. There's like, more higher echelon or different toast amount and different drying styles of the actual oak itself, which again will have different flavor effects. We brand it when we receive the barrel. This is the toast amount, which is medium light, and this is the year the barrel was made. So this barrel is 2 years old now. What else? So we stack the barrels 5 high. So there's 5 rows, and it goes pretty deep back there. Stainless steel drums. These are for the rosé typically, and they're also used for topping off. So there's actual natural condensation that takes place in the barrel as wine is aging. Some of it's absorbed into the wood itself. Some evaporates during fermentation. So we need to top those barrels off. It goes into the barrel. So we use the stainless steel as excess wine to top those barrels off. All right. Thousand Pan, what are you drinking? I am drinking our 2017 Rousson. It has not been released yet. We're still in 2016. Kristen, our winemaker, was nice enough to leave a bottle for me to taste. So I thought it would be fun to taste since I have not tasted it. And it is a gorgeous wine. All right. Some of my favorite artifacts in this winery, concrete. So these are, if you guys have you saw the Inceptive tasting, you've probably, you heard me talk about these concrete vessels that we have. We have 3 of them. These are they're Nico Velo is the maker. We actually purchased the last one that will be distributed to the United States. He stopped sending them out here, so we're pretty fortunate to have that. So we have 3 of these. They're each just over 1,000 gallons each. The concrete, all 3 of these vessels have wine in them right now that is aging. So right here we have some Grenache in this vessel. This is the 2019 Grenache. And here we have 2018 Grenache. And in this one we have the 2019 Syrah. So 2 tanks of Grenache, 1 of Syrah. This juice will go into the Inceptive program. Inceptive is our Syrah-based red blend that is partial concrete and partial neutral French oak aging. WW32146. Do you top off the same wine that's in the barrel? Absolutely. So if you have Grenache in a barrel and you need to top it off, we top it off with Grenache, typically from the same program or block that it's going into. So if it's Grenache that's going into the single varietal Grenache, we're going to top it off with the Grenache that's going into the single varietal Grenache program. So these vessels, they're about 6 inches thick. They do have some porousness to them. They have a micro-oxidative effect where oxygen is very slowly introduced into the wine. So one of the great effects of concrete and why I love Inceptive so much is its preservation of color and its fruit profile and the softening of the tannin profile. So with varietals, as you guys know, like Syrah, that can be a bit more harsh on the tannin profile. The concrete does a really nice job of softening that out. You get a little more fruit forwardness. The fruit's really fresh, very vibrant, more silky tannin profile. And definitely one of my favorite wines at Zaca Mesa. And really love the use of our concrete. The concrete has been a really nice addition to the Zaca Mesa profile. All right, so these barrels in here are empty. As you can see, they're upside down. And these were just cleaned out pretty recently and will be used for our next harvest. Over there you can see our second amphora. Actually, this was our first amphora vessel. So this amphora was our original little amphora, and we added that second one that we saw in the barrel room. And there is the future 2019 amphora Syrah, beautifully aging in this awesome vessel, which adds that nice little earthy, dirty clay mineral note to the wine. Has a similar effect of the concrete with the micro-oxidative effect. Just beautiful fruit characteristics that come off of those vessels. So let me walk back over to our other clay. I forgot to go over to that one. Again, if you weren't here at the beginning, my awesome announcement, we are opening next Saturday. That is right. We are opening next Saturday by reservation. Unfortunately, providing pizzas for $12, personal gourmet pizzas. These are awesome pizzas, not your, pepperoni and cheese. These are pear, gorgonzola, extra virgin olive oil, prosciutto, just really nice pizzas that go really well with wine. So please, if you want to come out and see us, give us a call, make a reservation. All right, so this is the other clay amphora. This one's, as you can see, is a little bigger than the other one. Has a little more volume to it. These guys over here are called puncheons, and they are larger French oak barrels. Basically has a larger surface area, so it's not as impactful flavor profile wise on the wine. Really cool looking though. And right now we got Grenache, Cuvée Blanc, one of my favorites, and Mourvèdre. All right. Back to the amphora. Keep getting sidetracked in here. So again, clay. These date back thousands of years ago. Obviously, they have a little more New World twist with that stainless steel cap on there. But these are just really cool old world style vessels. Like I said, they go back thousands of years. The Egyptians used them. The Greeks used them. Very, very old world. Hi, how can I help you?
Hi, looking for Garrett.
That's me.
Oh, hi, I have a pickup needed. I was running really late.
Okay, if you go in the back, Austin will help you. I'm in the middle of a live tasting right now. Yeah, no worries. If you go to the back, and Austin will help you out. Yeah, I don't know if he might not still be here. Hold on. I got someone picking up their wine. This is what happens, when you're in the middle at the winery doing a live tasting. You never know what's going to happen. Someone's here trying to pick up wine 30 minutes late. All right, let's see if I can find Austin real quick. Sorry, guys. The customer waits. Again, we're opening next Saturday by reservation. Hey, Austin? Yeah. The 245 is here. Can you meet him in the back? He's back there. I guess you have to grab his shipments. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Back to the winery tour. Sorry, guys. All right. Where was I? Back on those clay amphoras. Who is that? Who wants to be in my live tasting? Here. Oh, never mind. Well, hey, Ray. I don't know. We're trying to connect here. All right, back to the clay. So we do a couple programs with the clay. We have the recusant. Very first vintage was 2016. That was a 3-bottle set. One was aged in clay, one was aged in oak, and one was aged in concrete. So you could see the 3 different vessel effects. Same juice, same vintage, 3 different vessels. That's right, Jeff. Life in the winery is hilarious, that's for sure. Yeah, when you got people coming in to pick up wine. Hey, but that makes it more real, makes it realistic. So recusant program, as well as we do the amphora Syrah. So this vessel is typically used for the Grenache Mourvedre blend, and then the other amphora that we saw in the other room, that's used for the amphora Syrah program. So 2 different programs with the clay. Back to these beautiful barrels, and the smell in here. I wish you guys could smell it. It has just that lovely oak and that soaked wine smell in here. I just want to make that scent into a candle. It probably is. So back over here, this is the smaller of the 2 amphora vessels, and this is for the Syrah. So this is the amphora Syrah. Hey, Kristen. I got Kristen working hard in the office. All right. Back to the large clay vessels again, used for our Inceptive program. It's a Syrah-based blend, 50% concrete, 50% neutral French oak, Syrah dominant with Grenache and Mourvedre. This Roussan's tasting really good. All right, let's take a peek outside. So this is kind of a nice little segue here. Open this door. Boom. Beautiful view right out into our Grenache Blanc vineyard. I don't want to walk out too far because I'll lose signal. But it's kind of a weird day. It's kind of overcast, but it's still very warm. A little breezy out here. Yeah, make a reservation. If you guys are local, come out here next Saturday. What else are you going to do? Wine by the glass and bottle. No tastings right now at the moment, but as soon as we can start doing those, we will. Get a table over here at our beautiful Grenache Blanc vineyard. There's 3 benches down there. Everything else is in the courtyard. So you can reserve a table down here at our beautiful Grenache Blanc and have a glass of wine or a bottle with some awesome pizza. It's beautiful. So this is all Grenache Blanc. So Grenache Blanc was the wine I did last Wednesday. And these are where the grapes come from. It's beautiful. This is the infamous barnyard door that's on our label. I don't want to walk back too far because I'll lose you guys. Beautiful. All right. So that's basically it. This is Zaca Mesa. This is the winery. This is our production facility. During normal situations, we do winery tours and vineyard tours by reservation. Probably won't be doing that for a little bit, but if you'd like to have a winery tour in the near future, I promise you it'll be much more in detail. And also you'll be able to drink wine as we walk through here, and that's the best part. Any questions, guys? Any questions about our production or our vessels, my personal life? So again, walking through our second fermentation room. It's also kind of the area when we get ready for bottling. Wine will cold stabilize in this room, and then when the bottling truck comes in, connect a big old hose to one of these tanks, send it right out through this way, out into the crush pad, where the juice will get bottled. So look, if you look over here, these are all empty glasses. Those are all, empty bottles right here. So we are getting ready to bottle here, like I said, in the next few weeks. So these tanks will be full of wine here pretty soon. This tank actually does have some juice in it as well. I'm not sure what's in it. It doesn't have the label on it, but it is chilled, so they are cold stabilizing right now. It's kind of cool when you see these jackets. Sometimes you'll see them, they'll actually have like an ice coating around them, and they have a big ice jacket. What's up, Kathy? To place an order. Yeah, actually, so you can either go on our website to order wine. We do have a couple promos going on. You can also, here, I'm at the winery, but once I leave in about 30 minutes, you can call me and I can make an order from my home computer. going to put my cell phone and email. You can also email me if you have a card on file already. It's really easy. Just let me know what you want, and I'll process your order. Let me put my info in here. That's my personal number and email. If you want to place an order, like I said, we have a couple promos. So if you want to know what promos we got going on, you can give me a call. Also, if you want to make a reservation to come out to the winery next Saturday, give me a buzz, and we'll book you for a reservation. Let's go see the tasting room. I missed the tasting room. Here's Austin. Wait, gotta put my mask on. Say hi, Austin. Hi. Austin is working diligently to get ready for our reopening this next Saturday. And here's our beautiful tasting room. Oh, how I miss it. It's glorious. In all its glory, this bar, which will not have customers for some time. I bet it's been a lonely bar. So here's the tasting room. I'm going to take you guys out to where, if you decide to come out here and get a reservation, out to our beautiful courtyard. We got it all spaced out, going by the guidelines here. Again, like I said, you can do wine by the glass or bottle. We're going to have Bella Forno pizza food truck out here doing some awesome gourmet pizza. Come on out. Make a trip up, Ray. You won't regret it. So far, like I said, it'll just be Saturdays for now, and we hope to extend off of that. So we'll be open starting next Saturday. Saturdays only at the moment, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're going to do 3 reservation blocks, 11 to 12:30, 1 to 2:30, and 3 o'clock to 4:30. Pick a block, pick a time, come out, have some wine, have some pizza, get some fresh air, take home a case of wine. And say hi to me, because I'll be here. Yeah, I know, Jeff. That courtyard, it's iconic. No chess right now either. All right, guys. I gotta wear the mask. I'm in a room with people now, so I gotta follow the guidelines. Let me step outside. Thanks everyone for watching again. Miss you guys. Hopefully we'll see some of you next Saturday as we reopen. You're gonna want to be out here. The weather's beautiful. The wine's great. We got our rosés out now. Have some rosé. Sit out in the courtyard. I mean, come on. Look at that. Look at that view. Beautiful. And then on the other side, we got our Grenache Blanc vineyard with the oak tree. You're going to want to be here. Phone number and email is in there. If you need to place an order, I'll be home in about an hour. Give me a call. You can also email me what you want to order, or go on our website, zacamesa.com, and place your order. There's many ways to do it. You choose. Thanks, everyone. I will hopefully see you next Saturday in person, but if not, I'll be on again on Wednesday. Be doing our 2017 Viognier, part of our little summer white wine series. We had the Grenache Blanc, and now we got the Viognier coming up. Otherwise, everyone take care, be safe, be nice to each other, and we'll see you soon.